Welcome to my lesson on trinomials, and I call these easy kinds of trinomials. And the reason I call this easy is because there's no number in the front here. See, there's no number. So the way that we do this is we put two parentheses, and I say, what's the square root of x squared? And it's going to be an x, so that goes in the front. And now here's the tricky part. We need two numbers that multiply to 12 that add to 7. So those numbers are 3 and 4. And there's your answer. And let me just show you that that works. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. I'm just spoiling it out. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. And look at, you can add the 2 in the middle. You get x squared plus 7x plus 12. So see how I have two numbers that multiply to 12, but they add to the 7? So that's how we're going to do easy trinomials. And again, the reason I call them easy is there's no number in the front. So we set it up. Square root of x squared is x goes first. Two numbers multiply to give me negative 5 and add to give me 4 would be a positive 5 and a negative 1. See, I have to be careful of the signs, particularly if I have negatives in there. All right, two parentheses, y's go first. Two numbers that multiply to give me positive 8 but add to negative 6 are now negative 4 and negative 2. See how I have two negatives this time? They just have to add to the back and multiply to the back and add to the middle. Two parentheses, x's go first. Two numbers that multiply to give me positive 9 but add to give me negative 6 are going to be negative 3 and negative 3. Done with that one. Two parentheses, m's go first this time. Two numbers multiply to give me 24 that add to give me negative 5 are negative 8 and positive 3. Doesn't matter which one you put first because I have the same letter in the front, so that doesn't matter. You could put any number you wanted first. Two numbers that multiply to give me negative 15 that add to give me negative 2 are negative 5 and a positive 3. Again, so you have to be very careful with the signs. And let me just show you just a couple things right on these two problems. See, this one has to be rearranged. So I wouldn't even start this until I rearranged it. I put the single number at the end. And now I can do exactly like what we just did. So you need to make sure it's in the correct order. Two numbers multiply 10, added 7 are going to be 5 and 2. And of course, we want to remember to take out a GCF if we can first. I can take out a 2 here. You're always going to do that first. Take out a 2 and see what happens. And let's see. Now this is interesting because this right here can't be factored. Look at, I don't have two numbers that multiply to negative 15 that add to 1. So this would be your answer. So we're going to practice with your homework, and we will practice tomorrow, and we'll see how you're doing this. Thanks for joining me.